Hey, Granny's on the kids. Okay, friends. Where did I put it? Uh-oh. 1 second. I lost my phone trying. What do you call it? Never mind, found it. Gotta have some tunes. All right, find a seat. You can be on a block or not. It's completely your choice. And if you cannot hear my tunes, you can always have your own. So let's start off. Oh, yeah, feeling that yesterday. So, all right, guys, let's check in first. So let's just bring those arms up. Ooh, a little sore. Maybe you go side to side and just kind of check in and see what's tight, how things feel. You can bring the elbows down if you want. I sometimes like to do a little seated cat-cow where I come and reach back and find a nice stretch between my shoulder blades. Bring my shoulders back and down. So then I have a little room and I get a nice stretch between my traps. It just feels amazing. You might go back and forth. You might find a spot and be like, oh, this feels awesome. And then we'll roll the shoulders back. You can go forward, you can alternate, you can swim it, or swim it this way. And then bring those arms down, or you can also assist. Let's do a little side to side. And just find that nice stretch, but have nice posture. And then just alternate. You want to think about being nice and tall. Ooh, I can't go far on this side. So as much as feels good to you, don't force past things. Your body will eventually allow you to get there. You can go chin to chest. If you want a little added stretch in those upper shoulders, go ahead and make sure that you have nice posture, and then take your hand to the back of your head and gently pull your head and pull your chin towards your chest. And then come all the way back to the ceiling. And then you can roll halfway, all the way, whatever feels good to you. And then you're just going to settle down into your space. So hands can be palms up, palms down, whatever feels most comfortable. We're just going to gently close down your eyes, whatever it feels good to you. So you can always have your eyes open to start, and then as you start to feel more comfortable, just gently start to let them close. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. Check in with your breath. Exhale out through your mouth. Try to make your belly big like a balloon. And just take a few moments to just simply focus only on your breath. Notice where in your body your breath is going. Notice if it's fast, if it's slow. And as you just start to notice where that breath is going. Then we'll start to bring our attention to the crown of our head or slightly above the crown of your head. I like to imagine just slightly above and all the energy that's going on just right above my head. And then I'm going to exhale and I'm going to send that breath down into my belly, but I'm also just going to allow myself to notice as I go up and down my spine, what parts of my body feel awesome and amazing today. And what parts might be a little tight, a little sore, might need a little slow movement, or may need a little extra attention. So follow that breath, do a little check-in, crown of your head all the way to the tips of your toes. And then all the way back up again. Kind of like you can imagine, like when I say that, I imagine things like, if you remember those little things where you could put a quarter in and you could hold your hand onto it, and the light would go up and down, up and down, up and down, and then it would fall on one thing. Imagine that little light going up and down, but way slower. And as it goes up and down from the crown of your head all the way down your toes, you're just checking in, seeing what parts feel awesome and amazing. Deep breath into your nose. Exhale out to your mouth. And as you start to settle into your breath and you start to notice it come more out of your chest into your belly, then I want you to focus on your mind. Are you thinking every single thought that comes into your head and following every single thought you have after that thought? Or are you allowing your mind to settle a little bit and not worry so much about every thought that comes? If you start to notice yourself trailing off into another direction, bring your focus back to your breath. And do things like, I used to say things like, breathing in, I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm breathing out. And just bringing my attention back to my breath. It's so easy to get lost up in our mind and all of our thoughts. So allow yourself, as soon as you notice it, to just think, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And you'll get back on that little breathing train of how do I feel? I just don't want to, we don't need to think or worry about anything for the next hour. So deep breath into your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. I want you to find 10 more breaths on your own. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Let your shoulders come down from your ears. Let your sit bones press into the block of the mat. And just allow yourself to be comfortable in your own body, in your own space. When you find that 10th breath, you'll slowly open your eyes. If you're on a block, you're going to come off the block, but you will stay seated. So we love seated. Okay, so what I'm going to have you do, because I'm going to show you this first, I'm going to put my right foot in front of my left shin, okay? May feel weird. I don't want to be crisscross because there's a reason for this. So first, right foot in front of left shin. But I'm going to show you from here. So we're going to start off with a little seated cat-cow. So I'm going to take my hands to my knees, and I'm going to use that, like, use the resistance against my knees and just come back into that nice cat. And then I'm going to press against my knees, lift myself up, and find a nice cow. And you can take this at your will. So if you're like, this feels so awesome, Holly, I want to stay right here, you totally can. If you want to gently move, you totally can. If you're in cow and you're like, oh, this is my jam, then that's where you are. Now, I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to bring it behind me on fingertips. I'm going to take my left hand to the outside of my right knee, and I'm going to bring my knee up so I get a little stretch in the ankle. But I'm going to lift up, and then I'm going to gently twist. I am not going all the way. I'm going to find the edge of my twist, and then I'm going to bring it back, and I'm just going to do a little counter stretch on the other side. And then I'm going to come back. Fingertips, hug that knee in, twist, you get a little further, and then you come back and counter twist this way. So what I'm doing is I'm hugging this knee up, pressing into those fingertips, and getting a little further. And you can do as many of these as you want. And then we're going to switch feet. So I'm going to have my left foot in front of my right shin. Man, my left and rights are good today. Sunday, I couldn't get a break for the life of me. Okay, so same thing. We're going to take that left hand behind us. I'm going to take that right hand and bring it onto my left knee. Hug that in, lift up, gentle little twist, go where I can. And then I'm going to counter it. So same thing as we did on the other side. So you lift up, torso also comes tall, posture is good, and a little twist. Get that upper back nice and opened up. All the while still controlling your breathing. Bring it back to center. Let's do a little cat-cow. Nice. And then you're going to bring your legs out in front of you. So let's first start off by bringing, you can either have your right foot by the inside of your left knee, or you can take it across, either or. Now what I don't want is this, so you want to think lift up. I take my left hand to the outside of my right knee. I'm going to hug that in, and I'm going to take the fingertips of my right behind me. I'm going to lift up, and then I'm going to do a little gentle twist. Now some people will bring it here. My body does not want to go there today, so I'm not going to force it. And I'm just going to find a stretch. You can come in and out of this as much as you want. And then we're going to switch sides. So same thing. You can have knee or foot right here, or you can go on the other side. Totally your choice. Fingertips, you want to lift up and then gently twist. Get a little T-spine stuff going on here. So you can always release and then go into really good position. Nice, you guys. Or it can be here, lifting up and turning makes it a little easier. You can't quite twist as far. Nice. I'm going to bring it back. And then I'm just going to bring my arms up for a second, and then we're going to fold. So you don't have to go all the way to your feet. You can come down, like my hamstrings are tight, so I'm not gonna come down and force it, but I'm gonna reach forward and just maybe little gentle move one fingertips in front of the other and find the length down my spine. So I might not be here. Ooh, I can't be there today. I'm gonna be here. And that's totally fine because what I'm trying to do is not force it. I just want to find a little length. And you can always come back up. And then bring it back down. You might get a little further. And I'm reaching, so I'm trying to find nice length. And I'm reaching, but I go one arm and then the other arm. That way I can find a little bit of a stretch. Nice. Let's do one of these. So let's bring it all the way down to our mat. We're gonna do a little T-spine stretch because why not, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna balance myself on my ponytail. I'm gonna bring both my legs up, but I wanna know if I can fit my hand back here. I wanna think about squeezing my butt and bringing my back against my mat if I can. Now what I'm gonna do is bring my arms out to a T. And first I'm just gonna bring both legs over to one side, and you might not get all the way over, you can always put a block here if you need to. And we're just gonna get a nice little stretch in our T-spine, trying to keep our shoulders down if we can. Finding a nice little breath. And then I'm gonna bring it back up to center. Same thing, I'm gonna reset myself in the middle, and then I'm gonna exhale and come over to the side. So my shoulder's popping up a little bit, but that's because I know I'm really tight. I'm just gonna find 1 or 2 breaths here. I'm gonna bring it back to center. I'm gonna extend my left leg straight. I'm gonna keep my right leg at 90 degrees. I'm gonna take my left hand to the outside of my right knee, and this time I'm gonna gently guide it over, but I'm gonna keep my shoulders on the mat. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. You'll bring it back up. You'll extend that leg down, and then you'll bring up the left leg. Right hand to the outside of the left knee, and you're using your left hand for balance as you gently guide over. I'm trying to keep both of those shoulders down though, so I'm not just coming over like we did on the first one. I want to just go to where my body is going to allow me to today. And bring it back to center. I'm gonna hug both my knees in. I might grab my feet if I can get a nice stretch here in those hips. Just depends what feels good to you. Maybe you wanna do a little happy baby. If I'm on happy baby, I tend to not grab my feet just because A, I'm short, and B, I will tend to turn my feet in. So I tend to grab my ankles and then gently push down. So my pelvis is still on the ground. It's not like flying up in the air, right? So my pelvis is down, my shoulders are backing down, and I'm just finding a nice stretch. And then I'm gonna bring down my left leg. I'm gonna take my right knee and I'm gonna clasp my hands and gently pull my knee towards my armpit, or I might grab the bottom of my foot and open that hip up a little bit. I'm gonna release my right, I'm gonna grab my left. So instead of hugging it into my chest, I'm gonna grab my ankle, I take my knee with my left hand and my ankle with my right, and then I bring that knee towards my armpit and I open that hip up. And I just find my breath. Nice. Then hug them both in. And you can always release and then bring it back in, totally up to you. Now we're gonna do something really fun. We're gonna rock and roll to boat pose. And it's totally okay if you don't get there the first time, but you're gonna think about rocking and rolling to a boat pose. Some type of boat pose, because it's super fun. Ooh. And then we're gonna come into tabletop. Ooh, okay, let's do a little traditional cat-cow, right? So I go a little wider with my legs, so I'm not directly under my hips. I'm between hip and shoulder, but I'm still stacked wrist, elbow, shoulder. Do a little cat-cow here. See how that feels. Hopefully it's a little more open. And then we're gonna go into our favorite because it's amazing for T-spine. So I'm gonna take that left hand to the outside of my mat. I might go a little wider with my knees. I'm gonna bring my hips over to the left, find that stretch in the inner right thigh. Keeping your ribs in, then you're gonna bring your hips over to the left, roll, or to the right, roll that right arm up. Thread it through, so back of your hand, back of your arm, back of your shoulder, find that nice stretch in your T-spine. And then bring it back up. Take the time to really find the position, to connect your breath, to feel amazing. It's less about how fast you go and more about how your body is positioned and how you feel in that position. So after that third or fourth time, you're gonna set your head down. You can keep your left hand there, or if it feels good, you can bring that left arm up, straight to the sky, or you can bind it behind you, either low back, palm up, or grab your right quad and really open up that left shoulder. Find your breath here. When you're ready, you'll release your arm. You'll bring it back to tabletop. Cat-cow a little bit. And then we're gonna switch to the right. So right hand comes out to the outside of your mat. Hips are gonna go over to the right, get that stretch in the left inner thigh. Then bring hips over to the left, get the stretch in the right inner thigh. Roll that left arm up, keep those ribs in. And then thread it through, back of your hand, back of your arm, back of your shoulder. Find that nice stretch. And then bring it up. Take 2 or 3 times to find that amazing position in your body. Because that's what matters, that you feel good, that you are in a good position over how quickly you're getting into a pose, or if you're even caught up to where we are. You do you today. When you find that position, you might raise up that right arm. You're grounding into the back of your left hand. I might bind it behind me. I might reach for that left quad and open up that right shoulder, keeping your breath relaxed. Release whenever you feel you want to. You'll come back to tabletop, keeping your legs wide. I'm gonna cat-cow a couple times, and then I might slide it back to a child's pose, reach my hands forward, spread my fingers wide. Wanna think about not letting my ribs punch to the ground and keeping those ribs in and pressing my hips back towards my heel, or my butt back towards my heels. I might rest my head down. I might come up and then find that opposite little wrist stretch where I come forward a little bit, but I'm not overextending my back. I might go side to side. And then I might find a little combo with this. And you can always, when you come up To find that wrist stretch, you can always bring those knees back underneath you and then find a deeper stretch in those wrists. Or you can hang in child's pose, whatever works for you. Now on your next exhale, you're gonna bring those knees in, you're gonna curl those toes. Here's the defining moment for me right now. And you're gonna find that down dog. Ooh, it's lit up. So I'm gonna walk it out. Why? Because I wanna really allow my body to open up. And the more that I can connect my breath and moving, the better I'm gonna feel. Now bend your knees, look at your hands, step, hop, jump, float, hobble, do whatever we gotta do to get there, right? Fingertips to shins, we're gonna lengthen up. So bring shoulders back and down, ribs are in, stretches in those hammies. Exhale and fold. So if we're not quite to the floor or if we're really tight, we can always use that block any which way we need it. So I'm gonna bend a leg and straighten a leg, and I'm gonna open those hips up. And then I'm gonna bend my knees, ground into the floor, roll myself to standing, gentle little squeeze of that glute. Bring it all the way up. You go where you wanna go. So maybe you're going side to side. Maybe you're doing a little hip roll. Maybe you're doing little mini back bends. And we're gonna exhale, we're gonna fold it back down. We're gonna keep moving and bending as much as we need, right? We're listening to our body. And our body will start to open up and will start to give us back room and space. Fingertips to shins, we're gonna lengthen up, shoulders back and down, ribs in and up. Make those shoulders and ears enemies. And gazes to the floor. Plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, and you're going high to low. So you might be Sphinx pose, keeping those ribs in and up and pressing through those forearms and finding length. So I'm looking at my yoga block. Or you might be a little baby cobra where you're pressing through your hands, keeping your ribs in and up. Or maybe you're a full up dog, which you're pulling, pushing in your hands, and then coming all the way up, but leading and pressing through those hands, keeping those ribs in and up. When you're ready, meet me in down dog. Walk it out as much or as little, even lift up your hands, place your hands back down, press those hips towards the back of the room. You want to still have armpits, but make yourself a triangle. Now we're gonna bring our right foot to our hands any which way you want to, or come forward into bear crawl. Lengthen that leg high to the sky, square your hips, maybe step your hands back. You're gonna come up on the tippy toe of the left, right comes in and up to your chest, to your hands. We're gonna lower down that back knee. We're gonna keep our ribs in, we're gonna raise up, and we're gonna find a nice little stretch. Nothing too crazy, I just don't want you like this. I want you to think about rising up, little squeeze, and finding that nice stretch. Hands can be Sassy Charlie's Angels. They can be here. They could even be here. Now bring the hands back down, curl that back toe, step yourself back, walk it out. Now we're gonna go right into the other side. So we're gonna bring that left knee into bear crawl. We're gonna lengthen that left leg high to the sky. I'm gonna step my hands back so I can get back into that right half a little more. I'm gonna come up on the tippy toes of my right. I'm gonna bring my left knee in and up to my chest, to my hands, and then I'm gonna lower down. Now I'm gonna think about coming and finding good position here first, then coming up, then pressing into that stretch. Arms could be here, arms could be here. Arms could be sassy with Sassy up here. Place your hands back down, curl your back toe, step it back, walk it out. Do what feels good to your body. Now bend your knees, gaze goes forward, step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself all the way to standing, gentle little squeeze, bring it all the way up. Go wherever you want to go. When you're ready, you'll exhale, fold it back down. Keep bending, keep moving, or if you're starting to feel like you're opening up, grab the back of your calves, whatever feels amazing and awesome. Then fingertips to shins, lengthen up, keep your ribs in and up, shoulders back and down, stretches back in those hamstrings. Plant your hands down, you're gonna step back, hop back, jump back. If you jump back, make sure you land in that solid plank. High to low. Sphinx, baby cobra, up dog, whatever your world needs right now. Just make sure your shoulders aren't forward, bring them back. Open up, find length down those toes. And then meet me in down dog. Nice, keep moving. If it feels good to you. We're gonna do that same thing again. We're gonna bring that right leg into bear crawl. We're gonna lengthen that right leg high to the sky. Come up on my tippy toe of my left, bring my right knee in and up to my chest, to my hands. I'm gonna lower down that back knee and relax the back foot. I'm gonna rise up. I'm gonna bring my arms up and then I'm gonna press into that stretch. So my stretch is here. Now when you find that stretch and still have good posture, I want you to bring your hands down. Now you can do this a variety of ways. You can take just your left hand to the outside of your knee, lengthen up, take your right hand and follow that right hand and see how far you can get without pushing that knee in. So you have a stretch in your left hip and you're moving the right arm, but you're using resistance of your left hand against your knee. Now we're gonna bring it back, find your down dog again. Same thing, left leg comes forward into bear crawl. Lengthen that left leg high. Step those hands back if you need. Come up on the tippy toe of the right, left comes in and up to your chest, to your hands. Adjust your feet however you need to, train track them, lower down the back knee and foot. Rise up, arms come up, then we're gonna press into that stretch. So I'm not pushing and overextending my low back and pushing my ribs out. Now I'm gonna bring my hands down, right hand outside of the knee. We're not pushing that knee in though. Still have good posture, still have a stretch in that right hip. I'm gonna bring my left arm straight forward and then follow that left arm. Connecting my breath to it. Down on the back knee if you can. Nice. And then bring hands back down. Bring that leg behind you. Find a down dog. Walk it out. Bend your knees, gaze goes forward. Step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Exhale and fold. Bend and move if you need. If not, you can always be straight leg. You can always be getting a little closer. You can always take your hands and place them palm up underneath your feet. And then press and bring your shoulders back and down. And you get a nice deep stretch in those inner thighs and hamstrings. This is probably one of my favorites. Still making your back a table, still keeping your ribs in. Stretches in the hamstrings. Now, fingertips to shins, we're gonna lengthen up. Gazes to the floor. Exhale, fold one more time. Then bend your knees, ground those feet into the floor, roll yourself to standing, gentle little squeeze of those glutes. Bring it up, go where you want. Hopefully things are loosening up a little bit more. Nice. Okay, we're gonna make this one easy. We're gonna step it out like this, right? So, if you were like, oh my gosh, I need something to hold on to, you can always use a block as well. I'm not wanting to ride the inner arch of my feet. So what I'm doing is just going wide, and then I'm gonna push my hip back and just find a little ninja lunge. So I might have a block that I use, and I walk my block from side to side. And I'm just trying to find a stretch in those inner thighs, and you can even raise the toes up. And you're just looking for a nice stretch. Ooh. I hope y'all are as tight as me, because I am sore. Nice. Now, we're gonna bring ourselves down to here. And I'm gonna have a block because I like to have a block. And then what I'm gonna do is bring my right foot up about 45 degrees-ish. And then I'm gonna look down at my left knee. I don't want it directly underneath me. I wanna go between hip and shoulder. And then I'm gonna stabilize with those back toes. So our goal is to find that stretch in that inner right thigh. So what I'm gonna do first is be here. Everything's a table, so I'm not overextending like that. I'm keeping it a table. I'm gonna take a deep breath. On my exhale, I'm gonna press back into that inner right thigh. So I'm stabilizing here and sending my left glute back towards my heel and feeling the stretch in my right inner thigh. Now, in and out of this pose as you wish. Because if you find yourself holding your breath, if you find yourself scrunching your face really tight like this, think about relaxing your face and coming in and out of this pose. And then soon when you start to relax your face and relax your breathing, your body will allow you into that space. And you'll start to feel that open up just a little bit more. You might be able to hold for a little longer. And then I'm going to bring that leg underneath me. I might hip circle. One of my faves is hugging my knee into my chest and then donkey kicking it up, but keeping those ribs in. And then we're going to switch sides. So now I'm going to bring my left leg up. But I don't want that right knee directly underneath me. I want to move that between hip and shoulder. I want to stabilize with those back right toes. Because our stretch is going to be right in that left inner thigh. So I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to exhale. And I'm going to find that stretch in that inner left thigh. And I'm using my toes to stabilize. I'm going to relax my face. If I need to come in and out of this pose, I can simply come in and out of this pose and try to work a little deeper into that stretch as I connect my breath with my movement. You'll start to feel that open up a little bit more and a little bit more. Little modification, you can point your toe if you want a little bit more of a stretch, different stretch when you come back, but you might feel the stretch all the way down behind your knee. Nice. When you're ready, you'll bring that back. You might hip circle, you might hug that into your chest and around your back, and then maybe come up and donkey kick if that feels good. Just getting some movement in there. Maybe a combo of all three. Nice. Now, come back on your mat normal, curl your toes, bring those hips up and back. Find that down dog. Ooh. And bend your knees. Look at your hands. Step, hop, jump, float. Fingertips to shins. We're lengthening up. So shoulders back and down. Ribs stay in. Stretches in the hamstrings. Gazes to the floor. Don't let your back overextend. Keep those ribs in. Press to those fingertips on those shins. Exhale and fold. Maybe we're getting closer. Maybe we're bending still. Maybe you're getting a couple dog barks because my dog is sad because Trent just left. If I leave him down here, he will stand at the door and he will whine. So we'll do the best we can. And hopefully he remembers he has a bone up there. All right, so bend your knees, ground into the floor, roll yourself all the way to standing. Gentle little squeeze here. Maybe we're doing little mini back bends now. Oh, I'm feeling lots better in the shoulders. Nice, ladies. Ooh, let's see here. Let's do. So, do we feel good in the shoulders? Thumbs up, good in the shoulders? Yeah? Yeah, that's what we like. Okay, so let's do a high lunge just because we're feeling all awesome. And hugs. We got hugs over here. I love it. All right, so we're gonna step back with our left. And then I wanna think about bending that knee, squeezing my glute, lifting up, and then extending that heel back. So I might adjust my feet here to get a little lower. And then if I can maintain my pelvis in a good position, I'm gonna bring my arms up. I might distract myself. I might bring my left hand to my outside of my knee, try to square my shoulders. And I might do the same thing we did in a knee down. And see if I can get my shoulders a little further than I could before, and I'm also getting a deep stretch in that hip. If you need to pop out of this pose, you're gonna bend that knee, and then you're gonna step it forward. So bend the back left knee, step it forward. Ooh, hip circle it out. And you might want to hip circle the other side too. Ooh, getting a little looser. Okay, now we're going to step back with the right. So I'm going to step back with the right, find my balance first, train track my feet. Now we fix pelvis. So I'm going to bend the knee, and then I'm going to rise up, woo, and extend the heel back, but I'm not going to touch the heels to the floor. If I need to adjust and bring my toes down a little bit, I certainly can, but I'm not touching the heels to the floor. Now, you might just be here, you might be here. If you can bring the right hand to the outside of the knee or your quad, square your shoulders anywhere there, you can bring that arm up. and see where we can get here. Now when you're ready, you're gonna bend the right knee, you're gonna step it forward. Woo, we're gonna shake it out, hip circle it. Maybe we're opening up a little bit more, hopefully. Ooh, feeling good. Okay, let's do a little balance. So I think we're gonna do eagle pose today, because it's great for the shoulders, great for the wrists, but first we're gonna do eagle arms, and then we'll add in the legs after we do arms, okay? So we'll just segment it out. So we're gonna bring our arms all the way up. We're gonna take our right arm underneath our left, and then we're gonna clasp wherever we can. Now, focus, remember, don't be here. I want you shoulders back and down, hug those fingertips towards your face. When we come forward, see how those don't move? They're not gonna move, you're gonna keep them there. So we're right here. I'm gonna go back between hip and shoulder first. I'm gonna send my hips back. I'm gonna find a little stretch here. We will add in the balance in just a minute. So this is a pose, you can stay here. You can come in and up, or in and out of this pose, in and up. Sometimes my words make me laugh because I say things wrong, but that's okay. We're human, right? So we're gonna come out of this pose because now we're gonna add in the balance, okay? So I gotta remember which leg I balance on. Yep. Okay, so my right arm is going underneath my left again, okay? I'm gonna hug this in, find this. I'm gonna balance on my left foot. So think big toe, pinky toe, center of your heel. Raise up your right leg, bring it across the top of your knee like you're crossing your legs. Try to wrap it if you can, and then sink down into a little ball. You might be here. You might be kickstanding here. That's okay. Find your pose, gazes on something that's not moving, keeping those shoulders back and down, and breathing and finding your balance. Whew. When you're ready to release, you release that leg. If your balance is awesome, you balance Randy. Don't let him make you fall. So, yep, nice and tight, nice and tight. Don't let him make you fall. All right, we're gonna go left arm without balance first, and then we'll go left arm again with balance. So arms are up. Left arm is underneath right. We're hugging this in here. My hips are about, my feet are about hip width apart. And then I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm gonna exhale, press my hip back. I'm gonna sneak in that hip stretch. Always sneaking in stretches. And then we're gonna release for a second, and then we're gonna go into the same thing, but we're gonna go into it with the balance now. So, when you're ready, left arm underneath right. My balance is gonna be on my right foot. So I'm gonna find big toe, pinky toe, center of my heel. I might kickstand it. I might just bring it up and over. Ooh. Or I might wrap it if I can. So if I can wrap it, I'm gonna try to wrap it and then sink myself into a little ball. Think big toe, pinky toe, center of your heel. You can also have a block for your tippy toe of your right if you can't quite wrap it behind your calf. But keep those shoulders back and down, keep your fingertips close to your face. Hold it for as long as you can. And then bring it up when you're ready and release. That's impressive, Randy. Impressive. She's got a backpack child. Doing eagle pose with a kid on her back, man. Big props to you. My kids are too big to do that now. All right, so. Okay. Let's come to the top of our mat. Bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold it down. Fingertips to shins, lengthen up. Plant your hands down, step back, hop back, jump back, high to low. Find that cobra, sphinx, up dog, whatever feels great to your body. And then bring yourself back up to down dog. Check in, see how that feels. Bring your knees down to your mat, bring them wide. Big toes can touch. Slide your hips back towards your butt. Walk your hands forward. You can even be at a 45 degree. Find a nice child's pose. Take a moment to check in with your breath. And then let's come back up to tabletop. And we're gonna do another thread the needle, because why not? I wanna check back in with those shoulders and compare them to the beginning of class. So take that left hand to the outside of your mat. Knees are between hip and shoulder. I'm gonna go over to my left, find the right inner thigh stretch, which hopefully it's harder to find. Then bring hips over to the right, raise that right arm up, roll it up your body. Thread it through, see how it feels. If you find a really good position, you might not have to come in and out of it if you don't want to. If you're like, oh yeah, this feels better, yay. It's always the goal. It's just sometimes we don't always check back into those poses from the beginning. When you're ready, you'll bring it back up. You might cat-cow a couple times. Then we'll do the same thing on the right. Bring the right hand to the outside of the mat. Hips come over to the right. Stretches the left inner thigh if you can find it. And then hips over to the left. Keep your ribs in, roll that arm up. Thread it through, back of hand, back of arm, back of shoulder. Find that nice little stretch. You might have found it the first time. And just see how that feels. Upper back, shoulders, T-spine. When you're ready, you'll release. Might cat-cow a few times. And then take a moment just to find one more child's pose. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Do a little check-in with your body. See how your breathing compares to the very beginning of class. It's so easy not to realize our breath is coming faster than we want it to. And taking time with yoga and concentrating on our breath allows us to really focus in on when our breath is really relaxed, when we're getting into that parasympathetic nervous system, when we're feeling amazing and super relaxed, because I know we all have the weight of the world on us right now. Everything is going on. So many things are going on. I seriously at times feel like I live in an episode of Jumanji. Just kind of funny. But just allow yourself to not hold all the weight of the world right now. Bring your hands back and bring yourself back and sit back on your heels. Woo. I don't know about you guys, but I feel pretty good. So we are going to come into Shavasana, best part of yoga, right? So I want you to set yourself up to where you can be blanket, you can be blocks, you can be whatever you want. I'm a huge fan of don't be a rectangle. Be a different shape in your world. You guys find a space really quick. I gotta go grab my charger really fast so my computer does not die. Quick change, just so my computer does not die on me. Because I've had that happen before. All right, guys. There we go. All right, so you're gonna set yourself up to be completely relaxed. I want you to just feel like I don't have to worry about anything, right? You can prop yourself up, you can put blankets underneath you. You can do whatever feels amazing to you, right? Because we're not all comfortable just being in a little rectangle. We're a lot more comfortable if we're just like taking up as much space as we want. You're at home, you're comfortable in your space. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And allow yourself to settle into the earth, settle into your mat, and give yourself this time to just simply relax, release, and seal in your practice. So start to relax your toes, your feet, the soles of your feet. Relax and release your ankles, the front, back, sides of your shins. Even let your kneecaps just sink down a little deeper to your mat. Really letting the weight of your legs and your feet just start to settle against the back of your body. Release your thigh bones into the back of your legs. And allow your legs and your feet to be fully supported by the earth that's underneath you. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Release that grip, that tightness that we hold in our pelvis, and notice how much more open, relaxed, released your hips, low back, belly are. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. Relax the front, back, sides of your ribs. Then soften your skin over your heart. And allow yourself to be open to giving love, receiving love, and seeing all the love around you and inside of you. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Release your hands. Relax your fingers. Allow your fingertips to naturally just curl towards the palms. Settle into your forearms, elbows, upper arms. Soften your shoulders down from your ears. Release your jaw. Relax your throat. Allow your tongue to rest naturally on the roof of your mouth. And let those lines we get in our forehead, let those lines relax. Let all the thoughts and worries and fears and to-dos and all the things that we like to keep up in our minds, let all of those things go and allow your mind to relax as much as you are allowing your body to. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Feel the weight of your body settling in to the back of your body. And feel your body expand. Feel the front and the sides of your body expanding into the air around you. And allow yourself to take up space. Enjoy that spaciousness that you created inside and out. And feel that connection you have to yourself, to the earth, and to other people. So breathe in love for yourself and breathe out love and kindness for others. So take a deep breath all the way down into the belly. And just let everything go. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Bringing yourself kind of back into the world. With your eyes closed, you can turn to your right or your left side, your choice. Take a moment just to curl up into the fetal position. Take a few breaths. And then when you're ready, you use the hand you're not using as a pillow. And use it to push yourself all the way back up. So as we come back to seated, we'll bring our hands to heart center. And as I end every yoga class I teach, the light and teacher in me honors the light and teacher in each and every one of you. Namaste. Have a beautiful day and have a beautiful mind and heart, because I feel amazing right now. So I hope you do as well.